What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be doing the BMW M5 buyer's guide. This is going to be for the F90 platform from model year 2018 to 2023. There is technically a refresh in 2021, but it's just mainly the instrument panel, the headlights, taillights, small modifications like that. So really the platform itself is pretty much the same. So without further ado, on this list, number one is a Carfax. This is very, very important because it's going to tell you how many owners, if it's had an accident, and a lot of them will report majority of the magnets, especially if it was done at a dealership. It reports that. Reputable dealerships will report it, so that's really cool. So you can kind of see, you know, if it was a lease, how many hands it's been through, how much magnets has been done, if you had any questions about anything. So that's really nice that they have those. Honestly, every dealership should give you them, and if not, you should be able to ask for them. I'm pretty sure you can actually look it up by just putting in the year, make, and model on the website. I'm pretty sure you can look it up yourself if you had to. So number two on the list is mileages. To me, when I'm searching, looking for the proper spec, I want one under 49,000 miles. Why this is so important is these engines are high performance motors, and for some reason BMW thinks it's a good idea to get an oil change every 9,000 miles. Now they made the car smart enough to maybe change some of those mileages by driving behaviors, how clean the motor's running, stuff like that can affect the mileages. But to be honest with you, I personally would not buy one, especially if you're getting a loan. I would not buy one more than 49,000 miles because once you get to that mark, you really want to start changing the oil a lot more often. So for me, I'm probably going to do anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 miles. I'm not going to wait till that 9,000 mile mark. I think that's just far too out. This is going to help keep the oil a lot cleaner. Make sure you get a good oil with good oil additives. It makes a huge difference on the performance and the longevity of this motor. So that's very, very important. Then that means that a lot of the components or be in better condition. You're going to have less wear and tear with less mileage. So it really has a big impact on the vehicle and the value of the vehicle. I get it. Some vehicles are a little cheaper and higher mileages, but trust me, you're going to want that lower mileage. Number three is definitely have a vehicle inspection done. Not a bad idea having a second opinion. Any reputable dealer, especially if you get it from a dealer, they technically have to do an inspection. They can miss stuff. I'm telling you right now, they can miss stuff. You want to definitely have someone that's knowledgeable and comes with you when you go look at the vehicle. Have them check the brake pads, the condition of the tires. Have them walk around. Don't be afraid to look under the vehicle, see if it's leaking anything. When you test drive it, make sure it's not making any funny, weird squeaks or noises it shouldn't be. These brakes can squeak, especially if they sit for a while, get some of that brake pad buildup on there. Technically, there's a trick. BMW even tells you these are performance brakes. Stop and go traffic, they tend to build up a little bit, get a little dirty. All you have to do is go, I'm not going to tell you to go 70, 80 miles an hour. You don't have to go that fast. Go maybe 45, 50, obey speed limits. I'm going to say that. I don't want you to get in trouble. And then slow down to about 10 miles an hour. Do that a couple times and then drive a little bit after that to help cool it. Don't immediately park the car. And then that'll help with the squeaking. I did that. Anytime my squeaks come, maybe after a week or so, I do that. It cleans them off. It's just these brakes are intended for high performance. They're not really intended for bumper-to-bumper traffic or a lot of stop and go. So that's one of the things. Now, as far as the inspection, I just want to show you a couple of places in the engine bay to look for certain things that may be troublesome or issues in the future. So walk over with me over here. So one of the main things that you can visually inspect is by simply removing this cover. You're not going to hurt it. I think it's like 3 or 4 little rubber things. So they pop on to these little rubber right here. So you pop the cover off. This is the overflow tank. What'll happen is with time, There is revisions in the newer ones, and you can technically buy a tray that will install under this and will catch it. What'll happen is these will leak, and then it'll leak down into the V, and then it'll affect the injectors and other important components and cause a lot of issues. So you want to check around it. You'll see like white crusting. There obviously is none on this one, but you'll see like white crusting or buildup around it. And what they'll do is they'll seep and leak and then go down into the V's where you don't want liquid to go. So please be aware of that. Another funky thing about this engine is there is no dipstick. No dipstick. You have to literally drive the car for at least 30 minutes, and then once you drive the car for 30 minutes, you want to park on level ground, hit the measure oil, hit that. It takes a little bit, it goes to 100%, and then it shows you your oil level. So I checked mine's right at the full mark. Of course, it's only been 700 miles since it's got oil change, but you want to check that every once in a while. Technically, all BMWs consume some kind of oil. Some barely consume any, some more than others. This particular engine holds 10.3 quarts, so it has a lot of oil. It has 2 oil pumps. It has 2 oil squirters per cylinder. So it really has a lot going on. It's a crazy, crazy motor. Technically, the exhaust is on the top, and so it's reversed. So the exhaust is on the top and the intakes are on the sides. It's kind of reversed. It's weird. The turbos are in the V's. You can see the twin turbos right there. The intercoolers right here, the air boxes. It's just a crazy layout. There's literally no room. So honestly, find a reputable shop that will work on this unless you're really experienced. It's just, there's no room, and you may need some specific tools you may not have. So keep that in mind. Technically, there's an option to get like a carbon fiber on this. I don't think this car has that option. I don't see the point of that. I guess to make it look fancy, I don't know. So this simply lines up just like so. You can use kind of that cap, and then you want to push down and you want all of them to snap. So this doesn't rattle. See how it doesn't rattle and make noise? So check that. Check the fluids, the ones that you can. That's where your windshield wiper goes. I do believe this is coolant. This one may be power steering or brake fluid. I can't remember which one it is. Your oil fill cap is right here. It does use a cartridge from the bottom, so actually it has 2 holes. Once you remove the pan, it has 2 holes where you can get the tool to get the cartridge casing unscrewed. There is a rubber ring you have to replace, and then the drain plug has a copper crush washer, has to be replaced as well. Oil changes are reasonable and brakes are reasonable. Make sure you torque the bolts on the wheels to the 105 or whatever it is. And then there is 2 pins. You'll need a punch to punch out, and then there's a couple bolts to hold the caliper on. So these brake job isn't bad or anything. Just make sure you have the tools and the time and you do it correctly. So it does need a brake sensor, one for the front, one for the back. So when you change your brakes, you do have to change that sensor, because once that sensor hits the brake indicator, or once it gets low enough, you can't reset that. You have to replace the brake sensor that tells you you need to change your brakes. It does have a full system check. It's really, really nice. BMW does put a lot of features. You do technically have to pull the lever twice because it locks on both sides. So be aware of that. There is a VIN number here as well. There's a VIN number here. Of course, the plate there. Just really beautiful, very compact motor, but it is an absolute monster. So for the F90, you're looking at about 600 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. I thought I'd throw that in there. There we go. Or you can technically just push on the BMW badge to close it. Make sure that both sides close. I've had one close before and not the other because I didn't push in the right spot. So please be aware of that. This does have PPF protection and ceramic coating done by the dealer. So that's a bonus right there. Some dealers offer free oil or ceramic coating or whatever it may be. Okay, and then finally, number 4 on the buyer's guide is keep in mind the upkeep and the maintenance and the cost of doing so. So like I mentioned, you can change the oil yourself. You can change the brakes and do certain things and get tires from not dealerships, shops or whatever. But keep in mind that when you buy a vehicle like this, be prepared to do the maintenance on time. It will tell you when it's due, and if you do it late, it'll also tell you did your maintenance late. So you can actually look into vehicle history and see if the maintenances were done on time. It's kind of a cool feature, but at the same time can bite you in the butt. So it has weird maintenance stuff. I know it likes to be inspected every like 17,000 miles. You have brake fluid that needs to be flushed. You have brake pads, oil, air filters. This one got windshield wipers, air filters. When I purchased this vehicle, I got lucky. 4 tires, windshield wipers, air filters, oil change, and brake fluid flush. So all my maintenance is good to at least 2025, even though I'm gonna do the oil a little bit earlier. So please be aware of that. Remember, there's these little pucks you could buy online to jack up the vehicle. It has these little slots. This does not come with a spare. You get the little pump with the fix a flat can. So that's part of, you know, if you blow a tire, something happened to a tire, that's gonna be part of cost because you're gonna have to replace the tire. So just keep in mind, maintenance isn't necessarily crazy expensive, but it is there, and I just want you to be aware before you buy it and be prepared to do so to maintain your M5. So last but definitely not least, probably one of the most important ones, this is no particular order by the way, is number 5 is warranty. If it was me and I spent this kind of money on a vehicle, these can vary, but if it was me and I had that kind of money in a vehicle, I would definitely want peace of mind, and how you get that is with a warranty. I would buy no less than 3 years, and the longer the better. Minimum powertrain. If you get other electronics and other components covered, even better. Bumper to bumper is the best. So it just depends where you buy it from. If you buy it from a BMW or another dealership, they still can figure out a way to get a warranty for you. I bought mine from actually a Ford dealership that had this, and they was able to get me a nice warranty. So that's very important. If you know, honestly, the warranties are not cheap. It just depends. So I'm not going to mention the price because it just depends on the vehicle mileage, you know, the model of the car, you know, what you want covered. So there's too many variables there. But to give you an example, if anything gets replaced, for instance, a good rebuilt motor, freshly rebuilt motor is like $13,000. So the warranty was a lot less than that. So if you get a motor, turbos, transmission, whatever, it's gonna almost pay for that warranty. So I think you should really get that. I highly recommend it. Of course, if you buy new, you get new warranties, and you get the BMW program where you get things, maintenance and stuff done for you for like 3 years or 36,000 miles. So there is bonus like that, but then the vehicle is a lot more. I will tell you, these cars are not cheap. I could tell you that new, this car was $112,000. I actually have the sticker sheet if you want to see the spec I have. I will be doing a full review, but I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek in this video. This is the spec sheet of the packages that I have. Of course, I have the driver's package. I have the executive package. You know, piano black, which is painted but to keep clean, but it is beautiful. It was $112,000 new. So when I did my Carfax, which I recommend doing, it had 2 leases on it, no accidents, and it had a big old print of all the maintenance that's been done. So especially with me, leases, the first 3 years were covered, and after that the person did it in a timely manner. So I was lucky. I bought it with 44,000 miles. So I really try to keep and actually do what I preach, because I'm telling you, you're gonna have a much better outcome doing so. I was fortunate because he actually PPF'd the front of it. The dealership gave me ceramic coating. The guy had all-weather tech put in it. He put nice carbon fiber exhaust tips on it, and he tinted the front windows to match the back. So he literally did everything I was personally gonna do. I'll give you a sneak peek kind of around if you wanna walk around and kind of show him the vehicle. There will be a full review, driving, modifying, just all kinds of videos on this channel, on this particular vehicle and others. But this is my second place dream car that I got. So I'm very happy. Unfortunately, I did have to sell my third place. Please check out the video I did on the 5 things I absolutely loved about my Charger. That is on the channel as well. Kind of like a goodbye tribute to it. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. This is a new channel. I greatly appreciate it. I will be releasing shorts and more videos to come. So hopefully I get a couple of car shows going on the channel, possibly some other car reviews and stuff. So stay tuned. There's tons of stuff to come on the channel. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.